Hi, and welcome to a brief description of my topical coaching programs through Life Coaching with MB. You can find a wealth of other videos on my YouTube channel, which is most likely where you found this video. Go ahead and explore those when you're done with this one if you're interested in what else I have to offer. Today, just wanted to talk a little bit about topical coaching programs. I've done some other videos in the past and just thought I would revamp them to make them a little bit more fresh. If you go to my website, you'll see the link in the description of this video. So go ahead and click on my website link. You'll find a list of all the programs that I offer. Everything from boundaries training to self-worth, changing directions, which is really a fancy way of looking at our values and how our life can reflect our values with the time we invest, the resources we invest, basically how we live our lives. How can we change directions to have our life reflect the values that are important to us? I also offer, really, there's a long list, so take a look. Mentoring and discipleship, mental health mini camps, and I offer these mostly one-on-one through different programs, and you can find all the cost involved, introductory sessions, all of that under Getting Started. You'll see the menu at the top of my website. But for topical coaching programs, I want to point out a couple of things and give you a little bit of a backdrop of where things began. So the very first curriculum I created was in my mental health clinical internship. So I was finding that one of the topics I was sewing into people's lives and really counseling them on became a theme, and that was around the topic of boundaries. Now, a lot of times this was relational, so how to set healthier boundaries with the people in your life, everything from marriage to families to the workplace, church, or your neighborhood. And what I found was my supervisor was amazing. She is amazing. She's been in the field for many decades. And she pointed out to me, I think you should create a resource for these people, because I found myself basically repeating a lot of the same things to each of these individuals, all different ages, walks of life, married, not married, but the common themes were helping people to feel more secure and healthy in the way, in their boundaries, whether like even personally, how they were spending their time and the ways they were speaking to themselves. So what I did was created a curriculum, and it was over a series of several months, and I had a colleague of mine that I would bounce off the next part of the curriculum on her. She'd walk through it with me, and then I eventually launched a group where people were paying to come in, and it was in a therapy session. It was in a group practice environment, and we rented out the conference room, and once a week I ran that course. I think the first time I launched it, it was probably 4 weeks, so 4 parts. That was many years ago. It has since taken off and has probably been my most popular program. But I tell you about that one in particular because that's really where my love and desire for creating these curriculums began. Since then, I've had multiple situations where I've taught these different programs through trainings, whether it's in a church and a youth group where I kind of tweak it for the teenagers, or going into different environments where I'm teaching adults. So we can get creative. There's no set in stone. I often have people come to me and say, well, can you give me like a complete outline of what you have to offer and what that's going to cost? And for a time I did that. I created that just to give everyone kind of an upfront blueprint. But what I have found through my years of experience, starting out as a counselor for many years and then transitioning fully to life coaching, which is the business I'm in now. Life Coaching with MB was established in 2017. I specialize in mental health, but I also have a heart for the Christian perspective, discipleship, mentorship, and the basics of helping people run their ministries or small groups with healthy frames of mind. So any of these programs, they've been tweaked a little depending on, the environment that I'm teaching in. So I've done this virtually, I've done this in person, and the cost really does fluctuate. So what I suggest for anybody who's interested, again, in one-on-one, go ahead and go to the Getting Started link, and that's going to give you really spelled out the cost, introductory sessions, registration fees, things like that. Let me know if you have questions. Please email me at lifecoachingwithmb@gmail.com, or go right to the contact page on my website and you can reach out to me that way. For anybody else looking for some type of group training, or there's some of you who are couples or families, I've done work with those types of groups of people as well. I really do want to meet with you for a free consultation. I typically do that with everybody. We take about a half an hour, free of charge, and just I spend a good part of that time explaining what I have to offer, and then I spend a good part of that time listening to you, what brought you in, what your desires are. And then we really try at the end to just wrap up and see, okay, is this the right fit? So from there, we'll typically correspond several times back and forth to come to a consensus of, okay, this is the blueprint. This is our plan. So when it comes to group training, it all depends on, I've had situations where I've taught in the inner city at a school funded program on Saturdays where they found a grant to pay me. I've worked with small town churches where I've gone in and they found in their budget a way to pay me. So the cost looks a little different depending on those situations. I don't have just a cut and dry, this is how much I charge, because it's going to depend on how much time do we have in each meeting to train. Is it an hour? Is it 2 hours? Is it a chunk of a Saturday for maybe 3 hours or more? So it really depends on that, how long it's going to take. And then secondly, what is the budget you have to work with? So I'm flexible. I really want to make this available to everyone. You know, even if that means you can't pay the rate I typically charge going into a therapist's office, working with their clients. So hit me up, please send me an email, contact me through my website. I'll even have a sign up link to just sign right up for that free consultation. Maybe that's the next step for you, where you're serious about this and you feel that it potentially could be a good fit for me to step in and start working with you. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I'm really excited to work with you, and I'm just excited that you're thinking of ways of bettering your quality of life or improving the groups that you're invested in, that you love, that you care about, with one of the curriculums I have to offer. So looking forward to working with you and hearing from you. Thank you so much.